Hey guys, Zach King here with another Final Cut Pro tutorial. This week I had a couple subscribers and viewers asked to go over a keyframing lesson, and so I'm going to be going over the basics, just the basics of keyframing here. And in the next tutorial and a couple tutorials I can go in depth on some different keyframing techniques, but in this tutorial I'll keep it simple, so you guys can get started here. I just have a picture here. You can do this with video or whatever. I just am using a picture for this example. And keyframing is pretty simple. It takes a little practice to get used to, but after you get over that curve of learning, it's pretty straightforward. So let's get started here. I just got a picture from my browser here. I scaled it down, and I'm gonna probably start. Let's actually start up here in the corner. It really doesn't matter. This is going to be really simple keyframing. I'm just kind of making it up as I go here. So make sure you got the clip selected in your timeline that you're going to keyframe. And I'm going to grab the motion tab up here. And if you want to adjust your scale, go right ahead. I'm going to make it about that big. Up in the corner, I'm going to start in the corner. And this little guy here is a keyframing button. And let me zoom in a little bit. This is your keyframing tool right here, and you click that when you want to add a keyframe. And these are all keyframing tools as well right here. You have this guy and another one here. Looks like this one is for the scale, this one's for rotation, center, and anchor point. And so I'm going to use this button right here though, because this just takes the position, and this takes the scale, this takes the center, this does everything. So I'm going to start with my playhead in the beginning of the clip, or where I want it to start keyframing, and I have it up in the corner, and I'm going to press the keyframing button. And you can't see anything happen except for it turns a little green. The wireframe image turns green, which means there's a keyframe added in that frame. And I'm going to scroll ahead through my timeline later in the clip, maybe a couple seconds, and I'm going to simply drag it down here, and you see this line follows it right here from this point to the center of our frame, and that is a keyframe right there. That path says from the beginning to where I ended, it's going to move. And you can add a little rotation up there. That's nice. I'm going to move it to the edge, so we're going to have a little bouncing motion. It's going to come down, bounce off, and go up to this wall and bounce around the frame here. So, and you saw here, right up here, if I zoom in for you, when I did that rotation, it added a keyframe right here as well. So all these little dots are keyframes. So let's go on. I'm going to scroll through maybe 2 or 3 seconds in, and I'm going to drag it over here, have it bounce off this wall, and I'm going to also go rotate it another 180 degrees by the time it hits that wall. Scrub through another 2 seconds and pull it over in this corner, and when it does, I want it to go another 90 degrees or so. I'm just making this up. You can do whatever you guys think is cool. And another 2 seconds over here. Come down, and you see I'm not clicking the keyframe button anymore. What this is doing is saying, since I started the keyframe up in this corner way back here in the timeline, it's still tracking it and saying, okay, I'm still making keyframes. So keep going and just play around with this. It's pretty fun. I'm gonna go another 90 degrees and have it go up there. Oops, I was adjusting an actual path, and that's the cool thing about keyframes. After I do this, let me play it for you what I have so far. It's almost like that effect that your screensaver does. It's cool, and if you had some cool music going here and other special effects in the background, this would be really cool. And this is just the beginning of so many endless things you could do with this. But let me go in a little bit. I don't want to get too detailed in this part. I'm going to do this in another tutorial, but basically after you map these keyframes, this is called mapping keyframes, this path here, I can actually go in and adjust the way I want it to move. So let's see how that affects it. You see it'll go around the path in a, let me back up here where it goes around. Right there you see it kind of does a softer turn. And you can go in individual key points and do these adjustments. You can move those main points around. You can still adjust the rotation somewhere, maybe toggling through here and saying, oh, it's at, and if you watch this, the rotation is actually changing up here. As I'm doing this, you can see the rotations moving, and maybe at this point in the frame, I don't want it rotated this, I want it rotated 180 degrees the other way. Simply move it around, and that's where it is instead of the other side. So I mean, there's so much you can do with this. It's really great. Play around with it, and in an upcoming tutorial, I'm gonna go in detail about these handles here. There's so many useful things that a lot of people don't know about how to adjust these with maximum control. So I'll go through that in detail in another tutorial. Check out FinalCutKing.com. More tutorials there, more video tools. Still getting started with the website there, but it's going to be pretty sweet. So check it out, and I'll see you guys later.